Login complete. Welcome to Alyx's world.
Man, I bet you all wish you were Dominik Mysterio right now, huh? Well, you're not alone. At least not here. In Alyx's world, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm your host, Alyx, just Alyx. This is my WWE Monday Night Raw review. June 3rd edition of 2024. We are literally a week away from this Saturday, from the next PLE, pay-per-view PLE, Clash at the Castle, sold out in Glasgow, Scotland, the home of Drew McIntyre. The main event will be Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. That feels about right. But it's looking like a stacked show. And tonight's storylines have just gotten me even more excited for it. Let's just get right to it. Raw was awesome tonight. Raw was awesome last week. It was awesome this week. Things are heating up, figuratively and literally, for Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio. Last week it was a kiss. This week it was a full-on seduction. When Liv wants her man, she knows what she needs to do. Man, I feel bad for Bo Dallas. In case you guys don't know, they broke up. Bo Dallas he lost that? Bo Dallas lost that. I guess he's too busy being Uncle Howdy wearing a hat. But my man, I can't believe you let that one go. That's nuts. Liv Morgan, Dominik Mysterio coming in hot with one of the best stories all year. I'm loving this. There's so many layers to it. Because it's not just Rhea Ripley, Liv, and Dominik. That's of course, the main course. But it's also involving Judgment Day. Because you're seeing Finn Balor and JD McDonough get involved a little bit. She's also helping Judgment Day take on or take out, fend off people like Braun Strowman. Inadvertently, but she's playing a factor in their success as well, while also building more heat to her feud with Rhea Ripley when Rhea Ripley returns. And poor old Dom. Man, nobody feels sorry for him. Dominik Mysterio is a married man in real life. Storyline-wise, he is probably sleeping outside the house because he's storyline-wise with Rhea Ripley. But this man is married in real life, has a very hot girlfriend in Rhea Ripley, and then a very hot side chick in Liv Morgan. Dominik Mysterio got it all, man. He's the man. You can't hate on him. This is a great story. So many twists and turns as well. But one has to wonder, are we going to be alive when Rhea Ripley comes back? The answer to that question is no. When she arrives, we're all dead. Because she's going to burn and eviscerate every single living being just to get to Liv Morgan. But in the meantime, this drama makes for great television. I love this ruse that we're seeing play out. Because let's just be real, we've already seen Dom and Liv backstage behind scenes. So if you've been paying attention and you've been following the story, you know they've been playing this. This is all a ruse. And it's going to blow up in Rhea's face. Well, probably in Judgment Day's face as well. But it's good to see Dom pretend that he doesn't want Liv Morgan. Who in their right mind? What kind of man would not have folded immediately when Liv started touching Dom on his chest and rubbing her hands down to her you-know-what parts? I would have folded instantly. She would have had me singing, "Sweet lady, won't you be mine? Sweet love song all the time. I'll be there when you need me. Just call and receive me." Da, 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 da. I would have been singing love songs. And I'm so sick of love songs. I would have been, man, she would have been my dom. I would have submitted immediately. I'm just saying, I don't blame any man for folding. Matter of fact, Rhea Ripley gonna have to come kill me. Nah, screw that. I'm gonna just call Rhea immediately. "Hey, Rhea, yeah, I'm cheating on you. Just go ahead and come kill me. Because I'm just gonna go ahead and get with Liv." I'm just saying. I don't have any shame in saying it. And you shouldn't either. So we're gonna break that down tonight. Braun Breaker continues to shine. I thought his match with Ricochet was excellent. What was also excellent was that match between Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. They beat the snot out of each other. I thought Dragon Lee had a very impressive showing against Finn Balor. But what is also going to be a highlight for tonight? Once again, Master Chad Gable, the Alpha Academy, and Sami Zayn having one of the best storylines, perhaps the best storyline in WWE right now. I did see that Chad Gable's contract is expiring, or is set to expire, this upcoming Friday. I can tell you right now, he either has already re-signed or he's about to. I know it's because, well, they announced him to be on the show next Saturday. So they wouldn't be doing that if he didn't already resign. Or is he going to resign? If they weren't confident, they could resign him. But also, this is the hottest Chad has ever been. Since the original Alpha Academy. Not with Shelton Benjamin, but with Jason Jordan. When Alpha Academy first came to SmackDown in 2016, when they were on NXT, hot tag team. One of the best things about WWE. That was the last time he was very popular. Trust me. He ain't going nowhere. You don't waste this. He would be an idiot to let all this go. I think he's staying right here in WWE. He is going to win that IC title. And then this upcoming feud with him and Otis. You see it happening. You see it festering. You see it culminating. Trust me, it's going to be worth the wait. I am excited. I cannot wait to see what these men bring to the table. Now, what does Sami Zayn do after this? We'll figure that out later. We'll figure that one out later. But for now, Jesus, Lord have mercy. I love this. This is one of the best storylines that they've done in a long time. Where are they calling him? Pert Gable? Pert Gable is on fire, man. We're also going to be talking about the main event. Damian Priest took on Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio. And also got a bit of a one-up on Drew McIntyre. Color me surprised. That could also mean he's losing next week, because anytime champions, or anytime a champion like Damian Priest gets a one-up over someone like Drew McIntyre before their pay-per-view match, or PLE match, that kind of means he's not going to be holding that belt very long. That's usually how it works. We'll see how that plays out. But yeah, I thought tonight's episode was great. The crowd was amazing. I think building to Clash at the Castle, this has been pretty nice. Although I will admit, and I did post about this, I think this morning, your boy's tired. I'm drained. I don't sound like it. But physically and mentally, I'm a bit worn out on wrestling right now. Not because of the quality of the products per se. I've signed up for this long enough to know when wrestling gets hot, when it gets cold. Every time, every year, it's almost annual. WWE gets cold after WrestleMania. Now, usually AEW picks up the slack and keeps my interest throughout that time. Unfortunately, this year they haven't been doing that because they've been having their dry spell, cold period. But it's expected. I'm lucky to get what I'm getting now from WWE. It usually doesn't pick up until like late June, July, Money in the Bank. But here we are. At least we're talking about something. Still, you guys have been catching up with me in terms of how I've been feeling about my channel as of lately. I mean, even now, like live, the viewership isn't as high as it usually is. And that could be a result of numerous things. I'm live with, I think, 10 other top YouTubers. Sometimes people choose to go watch them and watch me later. It could just be that my streams need to be changed up a little bit. The way I talk, the way I deliver. The style has gotten old. And that is at least within my control, so I can change that. But honestly, you know what it is? I've just been pushing myself hard. Guys, usually around this time, I don't even do live streams. If you've been following me for the last, 14 years now. Jesus Christ, I've been doing this too long. 14 years as of, it's going to be June 6th. In the next 3 years, I would be doing YouTube 3 years. In the next 3 days, I would have officially done YouTube for 14 years. Every year around this time after WrestleMania, I always take a break. I always take a chill pill and just relax. Because I know that wrestling isn't as hot. I haven't taken that break. Unfortunately, I can't afford to take that break. This is one of those things where I signed up for a business. I have thousands, hundreds of thousands of people to keep up to date with wrestling. It's not just here on YouTube. It's all over social media. I don't really have the luxury of taking that break. And you know what? That's a privilege that I have. That's a privilege that I get to have that many others, unfortunately, can't. Certain wrestling fans, they're not excited about wrestling. They just don't watch. They watch something else and then start watching it when it gets interesting again. They keep up with it. Me? I don't have that luxury. So we're going to keep trucking. We're going to keep pushing. We're going to do our best to find a way to make things a little bit more interesting as time goes by. But look here. I ain't going nowhere. We here. Whatever we get is what we get. I'm glad to have the people in the live chat now. We're going to keep doing what we need to do. I am trying to expand my presence here in the social media space. I have reopened audio podcasting for Alyx's World. What does that mean? Basically, I have put my show on podcast networks. You can find me on Spotify. You can find me on Apple Podcasting. You can find me on Google+, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, many, many, many others. If you are somebody that likes listening to podcasts, you can find me in the link tree. So check me out with Linktree, and we'll just see what we can do. Thank you all for being here. But I am ready to talk about Raw. So we're going to go ahead and do the preliminary stuff. We got the partnership with SeatGeek. We'll get to that. And then shout-outs and all that jazz. And, of course, your super chats, because I do see a few waiting for me to answer them. So without further ado, thank you all so much for watching me. If this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow, like, wow, I botched that. While you're at it, help expand the brand by doing the following things. What was the thing? Oh, y'all know I'm tired. That's how you know I'm tired. Hype will spend a man for doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks. If you would like to donate after the fact, you can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, give me a follow on Cameo, give me a follow on Threads, and give me a follow on TikTok. For I am the tickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo, and yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast. To get your thoughts played live on the air, email me at justalyxsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi, and get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt, get you a new school Alyx's World t-shirt, and for a limited amount of time, get you a blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie, America Remix t-shirt. It is going away. You guys have until SummerSlam before this t-shirt is off the market. We are bringing in new merchandise, new slogans, new catchphrases. So, thank you all so much for what you do. Let's get a quick word from our sponsor, SeatGeek. SeatGeek is here to give you a discount for any tickets you purchase off their app. When you're purchasing a ticket to go see a concert, or you're purchasing a ticket to go see a wrestling event, WWE RAW, SmackDown, maybe AEW, maybe NXT. And NXT is having a pay-per-view this Sunday. I will be here to review it. Maybe you want something that's going to give you a bit of a leg up. I got you. If you use the promo code JustAlyx at checkout, I can get you $20 off your next ticket purchases. So how's about we get a quick word from our sponsor? Then we can get you some shout out.
Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. If you're a wrestling fan looking for access to great seats for any wrestling event near you, then you want to use this app. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek stands as the unrivaled #1 ticketing app in the market today. SeatGeek constantly delivers incredible deals on ticket prices. When you're exploring the app, keep an eye out for the special green dots that mark the best deals. What's even better is that every ticket you purchase is backed by SeatGeek's buyer guarantee, with the option to return your tickets and even swap them before the event. So here's an exclusive for you. If you click the link down below and use the promo code JustAlyx, you can get $20 off your first purchase. Yes, $20 off any ticket that you purchase using the promo code JustAlyx. This is a sweet deal that you could use literally right now. So don't wait. Click the link, download the app, and join the SeatGeek family today.
Thank you all so much for joining me for this lovely live stream. Show some love to the moderators, the Mod Squad, Ultra, Sean Nice and First Heart, Elias, Ademi, New Japan Pro Wrestling Go, Khalil does everything. Highway Dealing Danger, and Big NGM. They help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you and me. Also, be sure you like the video. The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. Shaw Yishura says, I need a vacation. The Grace don't take vacations. We push through. But I really do need a vacation. I'm just not going to be able to get one for a while. It is what it is. All right, I see that super chat just lingering there. I'm going to go ahead and turn these on. Hopefully it didn't play already. It should be able to play for us in a second. While I wait for that super chat to play, we're going to go ahead and do some shout outs. Right at the top, I see Dion Gray. How I feel about the Uncle Howdy codes. The QR codes, I'm not following them. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't get behind the Wyatt 6. I get that people are excited about it. If it doesn't involve Bray Wyatt, it's just not it for me. I can't get behind something without Bray Wyatt being involved. I just can't. I can't. Maybe that's just me. But if you're enjoying it, man, I hope they live up to the hype. That's what I'll say about that. Dulcie Chatham. JJ, who let the dogs out? Ooh. We also got, let Let me scroll down a little bit because I'm missing some people here. Ethan Zakarbak. Good to have you here, sir. The return of Wrestle Spider. Sam P. Boone. Joseph Winters. Sean Swaby. Baby! Aaron Teagle. Joe Arredondo. Your goatness. Lauren Biggs. All you lovely, lovely people in his house. John Bill II. I also see... let me scroll down a little bit more so I don't miss anybody. Is that everybody? I already said Shaw Yisrael. Never mind. Pink Panther. We got Pink Panther. We got David. Ooh. Yeah, we're just going to go with that. David. Ooh, because I cannot say that last name. Hello, David. And last, but certainly not least, we're going to give this last shout out to Love Girl 788, who is sad that they did not get a Wyatt family, or excuse me, a Wyatt 6 debut tonight. It'll happen. Just be a little bit more patient. It's coming. Don't you worry. Thank you all so much for being here. If I don't say your name, it's not because I hate you. We're going to go ahead and get to this Raw review. I don't want to keep you here way too longer. Keep you here longer than you need to be. And we already have a troll. Like, this guy... Didn't I already block this guy on Facebook? Dustin, did you actually create a YouTube account to tell me to get a job? Hey, this is my job. See, ladies and gentlemen, let's get something straight. Just because this looks easy doesn't mean it is. I get we have people like Dustin over here who has to go to a job he hates and deal with a boss that pays him criminally low money and treats him like shit. And so he hates people like me who can't stand being able to make his own money, do his own business, being able to have his own stream of revenue and be my own boss and be successful because of it. And so when I show you that I'm tired and I'm human and I cut myself open, he decides to slide in, be an asshole, and cut me down in a sad way to make me what? Quit to go do a job that you're doing, Dustin? Hey, Dustin, I don't give a fuck what you think about me. I never do, I never will. Justin, let's get something straight. People like you are why I do this. I'ma keep doing this, I'ma keep going, and I'ma keep becoming successful. Because when you turn 50, my man, you're gonna be in a wheelchair and no one's gonna give a fuck about you. I'ma still be trucking along. I'ma still be doing this, and I'll just be a little bit more popular. I get a little bit more popular every single day. Before you know it, your boy is gonna be the guy here in the YouTube space once again. So, if you done hating and calling me a bum, how's about we go ahead and block him? I'm surprised the moderators haven't gotten to him yet. Where is the mod squad at? No mods? I see 3 mods in here. Well, I guess I'm going to be the lovely person to block old Dustin Diaz. Get out of here, Dustin. What a sad, sad human being he is. Raw review. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. We were live, ladies and gentlemen, in the Giant Arena. Sold out completely. Packed it to the brim. I'm telling you, even when WWE is technically in its cool down period, to see these numbers is incredible. But Hershey, Pennsylvania is always a good market. They always keep going back there. They always keep having the best, most lively of fans. So you expect it to be packed here, right? But let's start off the show talking about everybody's favorite femme fatale, Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan, ladies and gentlemen, kicks things off in a hot way. And let me tell you something. It's oof. It ain't one of those kind of ways that anybody can just look away from. She welcomes us not to Monday Night Raw, but to the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour. She brags about taking out Rhea Ripley. She brags about taking Rhea Ripley's Women's Championship. She brags about taking out Becky Lynch, sending her into early retirement. No update yet on Becky Lynch's contract. We all suspect that, well, maybe she's just going to take herself a very, very long break. Ain't nothing wrong with that. She has earned the long break, if you will. But then, she puts the cherry on top, holds a special trophy to her heart for taking Rhea's Dom. Oh, Liv, what you do that for? Why you go and say that, Liv? Oh, my goodness. And before she can go on, Dominik Mysterio comes out. He comes right out. Dom gets inside the ring, gets booed like a mofo. And those boos are sounding more real as time goes by. One of my biggest complaints, well, what was a strong complaint for me over the last maybe a year and a half, was the piped in boos for Dominik Mysterio. And how WWE made him very, very obvious. And it pissed me off because Dom has enough heat. You don't need to pipe in boos. The crowd would just boo him because he's Dom. Let it be natural. Don't over-exaggerate where it sounds fake. So he got out there, they interrupted him with boos until he eventually got inside the ring and started talking to Liv. He told Liv, hey, when Mommy gets back, when Rhea Ripley gets back, she's gonna kill you. Liv laughed. She laughed in his face and said, she gonna kill you too, but I'm gonna make it worth your while. Liv then goes into full seduction mode, and she starts feeling all over Dominik Mysterio, from his head to his knees to his, you know what. Let me tell you something. Dom was in there trying to fight it off. Sure, fight it off. I would have folded immediately. The moment Liv started making her way towards me, I would have crumbled right there before her. Because god damn, she's hot. I don't know how anybody could withstand someone like that. When she's coming on to you that aggressively, yes ma'am, your place or my place, where are we going? But Dom's like, nope, I'm too dedicated or too afraid of Rhea Ripley to try anything. Again, if you've been following the storyline, you know they've been planning this for a while. But Finn Balor comes out, pushes her away, not physically, he just basically makes her back off and says, hey, we don't know what you're doing, but you leave this guy alone. Liv is like, okay, I'll leave, but does Dom want me to leave? And then before she leaves, she gets one last feel on Dom, and then skedaddles. And they're telling Dom, bro, you're playing with fire right now. But if you're Dom, you're like, I ain't doing nothing. Okay, I did a lot. Look here, this is all my fault. I'm not gonna lie. But it's almost like she's hitting on him. Even though this is a ruse, it's clear that Dom is the victim, as it looks at this moment. I wouldn't even say victim. He's a lucky man. You lucky SOB. You're married to a very attractive woman. You got a very attractive girlfriend. And now you got a very attractive sidekick. God, I hate Dom. No wonder I hate Dom so much. Respectively so. This was great. I love this opening segment. And of course, we would see Liv Morgan again throughout the night, especially during a Braun Strowman segment. But look here, that was a hell of a way to kick things off. And I love that we found this femme fatale character for Liv Morgan. That was something I've been kind of waiting on for a minute there. Like, okay, we need to really get this going with Liv Morgan. Find that character that's going to make me want to watch over and over. We found it. They've given her a lot of heat, a lot to work with. And man, that pop for Rhea Ripley when she returns is going to be insane. It's going to be loud, and this feud is going to be amazing. So I'm excited for what they have in store for us. It's going to be a great segment. I'm excited to see where they go with it. I don't think Liv Morgan has anything planned for Clash. Good. That's fine. We don't need her on every pay-per-view. PLE. It's looking like the women's match will be Bayley and Piper Niven. And I'm assuming in the interim, before Rhea comes back, we're going to be doing Lyra Valkyria. Well, no, because she got attacked by Io Sky. We'll see. We'll do someone in the interim. Doesn't really matter because we all know that Dom's going to help her. Loved it. Loved that opening segment. Jackie Redmond, speaking of Sheamus, who is fighting Ludwig Kaiser in the upcoming match, basically says he's here to earn the respect of the fans. On the cusp of 15 years in WWE, he's always gained their respect by having banger after banger after banger after banger. And then he goes to the ring to wrestle Ludwig Kaiser. Love that. Loving these one-shot camera angles following wrestlers to the ring. That's just such an awesome production thing that they do. They added that new feature to their weekly production. It's been one of the best things when it comes to WWE. Ludwig Kaiser versus Sheamus. This was a stiff, brutal fight. A brutal, stiff, brutal fight. Kaiser, look, I know we give a lot of credit to Gunther for the right reasons, but Ludwig Kaiser, he good too. This man's got a lot of upside to him. Has a great look, can talk on the microphone, and he's actually not bad inside the ring. When you put someone like that against Sheamus, who basically is his exact type, they both just like to brutalize their opponents. They got that exact same style. And you just let them beat the shit out of each other. It always makes for a good match. And that's what we got. Got a lot of chest bleedings. Got a lot of redness. Got a lot of smacks and punches. And a lot of winces from the crowd. It got to a point where Sheamus got drop kicked. Got his knee drop kicked into the barricade. No, excuse me, it wasn't the barricade. I think it was the steel steps, right? Got his knee drop kicked into the steel steps. And then throughout the match, he couldn't hit the bro kick. Wow, look at that psychology. And because of that, Ludwig Kaiser was able to take advantage, attack his knee, make him fall to the mat, and roll him up. 1, 2, 3. Big win. Huge victory for Ludwig Kaiser. Pinned a former world champion. Sheamus is a former WWE and World Heavyweight Champion. So that's a big victory for him. Clearly this feud is not over. I'm seeing a lot more coming from Sheamus and Ludwig. I expect more bangers. Tonight was definitely a banger. This was a great match. Give him credit. Ludwig Kaiser, man. When it comes time for it, he knows how to have a good match. Ricochet is backstage talking to Ilya Dragunov, saying, be careful around Braun Breaker. Ricochet says, I ain't broke. I got money. I'm money. I ain't broke. Nice catchphrase. I like that. He says he's happy to take on Braun Breaker and slap some sense into him. Ricochet is one of the talents whose contract is expiring very soon, I believe. And I'll go into more detail about this when we get to Chad Gable, but I'm noticing a lot of talents their contracts are coming due all at the same time, and it's all very, very, very soon, last minute. I wonder why that's the case. I wonder why WWE is waiting this late to update talent on their contracts. Because you would think they would have already updated them, right? That's interesting. But I believe that this is just my personal take, that Ricochet isn't going anywhere. I think Ricochet, even though there is a highly likely chance he could make that jump to AEW, and I see that more with him than anyone else, he's too valuable to WWE. I think he has a lot more upside in WWE and a lot more to accomplish with WWE. If he goes to AEW, it's going to be the same thing for everyone else. Tony Khan will use him strong for I don't know, maybe a couple of months, and then he'll be wrestling on Rampage. There isn't much of an upside for Ricochet in AEW. There isn't. You'll get a great match, maybe even a fantastic classic match with a Will Ospreay, with a Swerve Strickland, with some other talent. But then, like everybody else, Tony Khan will get bored of him, and then he'll fall down to the mid-cards. Only he won't be as important in the mid-cards in AEW as he is now in WWE. At least here with WWE, there's a great chance he could be a world champion. See, the good thing about having 2 world championships is that when that top title is hard to beat, it's hard to get, because Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and many other talent basically hog that spot. You have another championship for a Ricochet, for a Braun Breaker, for a Gunther, for an Ilya Dragon. Hard for me to say his name. For an Ilya Dragunov, for many others. A Chad Gable even, a Sami Zayn to fight over. With this world championship, I can easily see Ricochet being a world champ. So why leave? Plus, his fiance is working for WWE, so he ain't going nowhere. Have you seen his fiance, Samantha? I know you have. She ain't someone that you just up and leave. Nah, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere figuratively and literally. Dragon Lee versus Finn Balor. Really good match. So, Dragon Lee is somebody I've been keeping an eye on way before he got to NXT WWE. He is someone that has basically made a name for himself everywhere he's gone. So the Dragon Lee and this is how I feel, the Dragon Lee we've seen tonight is somebody that's holding back. It's the same thing with Ricochet. It's the same thing with many other high flyers. When they come to WWE, they are told to slow down. Andrade even. They are told to slow down their style. Slow down your style so you can work the WWE style. But I've seen as of lately, they're allowing these talents to do a little bit more than I would expect them to do. And I saw that in this match with Dragon Lee. He put a little bit more spice in his offense. I love that suicide dive to the outside, that torpedo suicide dive. He did one to Kenny Omega in AEW that was crazy. Outright amazing. It was a 6-man tag. Forgot what show it was on. I see him really taking off when they let him wrestle at 100%. And the same thing can be said about Ricochet, because they're not letting Ricochet wrestle the kind of style I know he can. Probably because the people they're working with can't keep up with it. But regardless, I thought this match was really good. I thought he looked awesome. Especially taking out Carlito and the other members of Judgment Day. Unfortunately, he does fall to Finn Balor. As expected. The numbers game catches up to him. Finn Balor wins. Carlito continues to aid the Judgment Day. Braun Strowman, everyone's favorite big man Braun Strowman, comes out to save good old Dragon Lee from being assaulted by the group. And as a result, he is put in a match against Carlito later on tonight. World champions! R-Truth. And of course, The Miz. World Tag Team Champions. World Tag Team Champions! R-Truth and The Miz confront Carlito backstage and says the days of being part of the Judgment Day were the best days of R-Truth's life. It was a roller coaster that keeps kicking you when you're down and even when you're up. But he misses the Judgment Day. We pan over to The Miz, who's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Great look. Miz says that can't be true. R-Truth says Miz is obsessed with Judgment Day and needs to walk off and needs to let it go. It's hard not to like R-Truth. It really is. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we are graced with easily the best segment on Monday Night Raw. This was the segment of the night for me. This was fantastic. Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn makes his entrance to the ring. He greets the fans who welcome him. Great reception. He says the last time he was in Pennsylvania, he won a championship. He beat Gunther at WrestleMania. Zayn says he hasn't had a lot of time to enjoy the title because of the thorn in his side, Chad Gable. Gable has tried to make this about everyone else, but it's really about the two of them. This has gone on long enough. Sami Zayn calls out Chad Gable to come confront him. But who comes out? Not Chad Gable. Maxine Dupree, Otis, and Akira Tozawa. Alpha Academy. We have Maxine looking, acting skills very well done, by the way. Looking so good. But also scared and terrified. She gets inside the ring and apologizes to Sami. Then she pulls out a note, an actual card from Chad Gable. She says Gable doesn't think Sami Zayn is worthy of his time. She also said, watch this, Master Gable wants them to redeem themselves. Gable wrote this note that his teachers can take a pathetic excuse for a human being and make them a champion. Man, he was frying them up even in the note. He said Akira Tozawa was a ninja who got his ass kicked all the time, a failure of a ninja. What did he say exactly? Okay, let me get the actual note. He says, without his help, this ring would be filled with a failure hanging around backstage pretending to be a ninja. Wow. A child that couldn't hang onto his Money in the Bank briefcase and a knockoff Barbie nobody wanted. He be frying them up even in the letter. And a whiny, disheveled mess that Gunther would have squashed. Wow. Gable claims he wiped the mat with Sami Zayn and wants the title match. Sami gives it to him. You want a match? You got it at Clash at the Castle. Sami puts the belt down and he says, I want to talk to you three. Haven't they had enough? Haven't you had enough of Chad Gable's BS? Zayn says they're better than the treatment Gable is giving them. The people know it. Chad Gable doesn't give a damn. He doesn't get to decide what their worth is. We see Otis pacing like, oh yeah. Zayn says he's been in their shoes before. They need to set themselves free. Be free from Chad Gable. And that's when he gets attacked by Chad Gable. He beats the piss out of Sami. Sami gets suplexed the hell out of. It looks so goddamn good. And then, as Sami is getting attacked, we see Otis shaking, getting angry. And then Chad pulls up Sami, and he tells Otis, clothesline him. Do it. Do it. Feed your anger. Otis is hesitant. And what does Chad do? Like he always does. Pushes him, smacks him around, makes him realize, hey, you gonna do what you told to do. Because I'm Master Gable, bitch. And then Chad Gable gets pushed away by Akira Tozawa. Akira Tozawa pushes him away from Otis. And Chad's like, shut up, you touching. Now he's pushing Akira Tozawa. Now he's smacking him around. And now Maxine steps forward, and she's like, please stop, please stop. And then Chad's like, you want me to stop? Beg for it. Get on your knees. On your knees. Maxine gets on her knees and begs for Chad Gable to show mercy. Mercy! Chad laughs and kicks him out. You're pathetic! And then that's when Otis has had enough. Otis jumps in front of Chad Gable. And the crowd, fever pitch! And a fever's pitch! They're chanting, Otis, Otis, hit his ass, Otis! Chad's backing off. Alright, hey man, my bad. My bad! Calm down, my bad! Sammy gets back in it, starts attacking Chad, and then Sammy accidentally pushes into Otis, who then knocks off our Maxine and Akira Tozawa. Just knocks him off. Otis, rightfully so, turns around, looks at Sammy, picks him up, and hits him with the world's strongest slam. I don't know what he calls it. I'm going to call it the world's strongest slam because Mark Henry uses that. Wow. And then Chad Gable, for the first time, congratulates him. Positive reinforcement. They got positive reinforcement from Chad Gable. I'm proud of you, Otis. I'm proud of you, Maxine. I'm proud of you, Akira Tozawa. Now let's go win my IC championship. Wow. That's crazy. Look here. This was amazing. This entire segment is why I love professional wrestling. You can sense the crowd getting behind Otis more and more and more every single week. You can sense that they know that he is going to beat the piss out of Chad Gable soon. And when it happens, it's going to be a glorious moment. You feel genuinely sorry for everybody in this group. And I talked about this last week. Maxine, Akira, Otis, they still see Chad Gable as their friend. They don't want to give him up. They don't want to leave a man who's clearly broken. He's a man that's struggling, who's mentally not himself, simply because he could not win a championship. And that sucks. And he's been doing this for how long? He's 38 years old now. So you understand why they stand by him, but you also understand that doesn't give him a right to treat them like shit. So you know eventually Otis is going to turn on Chad Gable, and when it happens, it's going to be one of the biggest pops in WWE. This storyline is so goddamn good. You got to get that belt on Chad Gable. This Master Gable gimmick that he has is his best so far. It's better than his Alpha Academy gimmick. And since he's being scheduled to fight Sami Zayn at Clash, which is next Saturday, and his contract is expiring this Friday, I think it's safe to say that Chad Gable ain't going nowhere. I think he's resigned. They either gave him a contract extension, or he had resigned already. He has to. They wouldn't be scheduling another match with him and Sami Zayn for the IC title and a PLE if he didn't already resign. They're confident enough to give him this match, then they know that he's resigning. Good. Good. He's one of the best things in WWE. Not just Raw, but WWE, period. This character is elevating everything and everyone around him. And you already know that match with him and Sami is going to be outstanding. In front of that crowd, that rowdy crowd in Glasgow. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait for it. This is what WWE does. Let me tell you something. When WWE gets it right, when they hit a storyline that works and has people's investment, it's some of the best pieces of television you will see on any show. This is cinema. It is. Cannot wait for their match next week. I can't wait for Otis to turn on Chad Gable. But first, before we get to that, they need to put the belt on Chad Gable. It has to happen now. I ain't going to accept anything else. Y'all better put that goddamn belt on Chad Gable after all of this. Are you out of your damn minds? Hell no. Put that belt on Chad Gable. He's too good. When you're this high as a character, at this point, the championship needs him. Tell me when I'm telling lies. I love that segment. That was so goddamn good. Braun Breaker is backstage talking to GM Adam Pearce to let him know, hey, thank you for giving me real competition. Pearce says Ricochet asked for it. He knows the meaning of the word respect. Breaker says he'll teach Pearce and Ricochet about respect because this is what happens when you don't put me in the King of the Ring. I'm just like, you still hung up on that? The term is over, bro. You don't get it. Braun Breaker is using this as an excuse to be a monster. He knows what he's doing. He's such a badass, man. He is. This leads to Ricochet versus Braun Breaker. This match. Look here. Like I said before, Ricochet is too much of an asset to WWE. When it comes time for him to really shine and put people over or get himself over, he does it to the umpteenth degree. The way he's able to move inside that ring, the crazy acrobatic athletic things that he's able to do is unheard of. And the man, when he's able to really sell, he can make you look like $1 million. And that's exactly why they put him in the ring with Braun Breaker here. Let's just get to the spot everyone wants me to talk about. Freaking Braun Breaker did a running top rope Frankensteiner that looked amazing. If you thought that clothesline that he does, that 100 miles per hour clothesline is not really I think they actually registered how fast he runs. It's like 25, isn't it like 25 miles per hour? Isn't that what Michael Cole said? 25 miles per hour. It feels like 100 miles per hour. The way he hits the ropes and runs back and forth. Insane. Insane things. But he hit that top rope Frankensteiner, speared Ricochet, and pinned him. Samantha, looking all distraught, watching her fiancé get beat up, had to announce Braun Breaker as the winner. He's different, man. Braun Breaker is different. You can feel it. He's not your average wrestler. He's figured it out. He has that it factor. He's going to be big. It's just a matter of time. We go on to Jackie Redmond speaking to Kiana James, who has a match against Natalya. This is my first time seeing Kiana James wrestle. She's good. I feel like she's miscast. This is a character that feels better as a heel. I haven't seen her work in NXT. They're presenting her as a babyface right now. I don't know if that works. I would rather see her do some great things on, how do I put this? Sorry, I just got a message from somebody. Who is this? That's sad. I would rather see her do some great things in a role like an assistant for Adam Pearce. I think about Eve Torres when they had, oh God, people power, John Laurinaitis as the executive vice president of talent relations and the general manager of Monday Night Raw. He had Eve Torres as the assistant. I think Kiana James as an assistant in a heel role Kind of like with Sonya Deville and whoever the GM was at that time. Who was the GM when Sonya Deville was GM? I don't remember. I don't care. That would be great for her. She would be great in that role. But she's not bad inside the ring. She's a looker. She looks great. Very attractive. We just gotta find the right role for her. So Natalya loses. Natalya, backstage, pulled out the Owen Hart line. Enough is enough, and it's time for a change. Now, she didn't get to say that last part because she got cut off. But that's another one whose contract is expiring. Now, let me see what was the problem here. So, check this out. Remember Dustin from earlier? Dustin from earlier, who I ripped apart. He found me on Cash App and donated to me on Cash App. He sent me $1 and called me a bum on Cash App. That's sad. That's sad. Well, Dustin, you're an idiot, but I appreciate that you were dumb enough to give me your money to tell me I'm a bum. You know, sometimes, guys, your best haters, your best fans are your haters. Your best fans are your haters. He actually gave me, and see, that's the thing too, Dustin, you gave me $1. You cheap son of a bitch. So you decided to hate on me, and you just couldn't even fork up enough money? You bum. And you called me a bum. Mr. Dustin, I don't need your $1. I'm going to refund that back to you. And I'm going to block you. Because I don't need your fucking money. The fuck is wrong with you? The very least, if you're going to send me some money, send me some real money. $1? Dustin? Bum ass Dustin. That's sad. Y'all, I got some weird haters. The people who hate on me, they some weirdos, I'm telling y'all. Where was I? I was talking about Kiana James, right? I was distracted. So I said Kiana James beat Natalya. Natalya pulled out the Owen Hart, and then I think after that is when Sonya Deville walks in, starts talking to Natalya. We gonna talk later. And then runs up to Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, who said, "Leave us alone. We want nothing from you. Nothing." That's clearly leading to something. Clearly that's leading to something. Let's see where it happens. Let's see where it heads. I'm happy to see Sonya Deville back on TV. I'm happy to see her involved in things. I'm curious to know if Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, Natalya, and Sonya will form something. What would they form? That would be an interesting, MMA group? We'll have to see. Braun Strowman versus Carlito was exactly how you thought it went. Big ass Braun Strowman, the big man, the big truck, basically racked, smashed, and pinned Carlito within seconds. Carlito got no offense on him. Zero offense. He got ran through like it was nothing. Then after the match, Judgment Day start running in one after another. McDonough, boom, goes down. Finn Balor, boom, goes down. And then here comes Dominik Mysterio, who took off his sling. Dom's 100%. Not able to wrestle, but he's 100%. Took off his sling. And then he started using a chair on Braun Strowman, which didn't do anything. Braun got angry, chased after him. And who comes to Dom's aid? Liv Morgan. Little old Liv Morgan was able to tame the beast that is Braun Strowman. What does... Braun got something for small blondes, man. Short blondes are his thing, apparently. It happened with Alexa Bliss. It's happening with Liv Morgan. The distraction was enough for Judgment Day to get the one up on Braun Strowman. Steel chairs. They were able to I can't speak apparently. They were able to take down the Giant, hit his leg with a lot of steel chair shots, lay him out, and then walk away. And then afterwards, you see Liv Morgan once again coming on hard to Dominik Mysterio. And Dom is just like, oh, goddamn, woman. Can't you tell I'm taken? They always want you when you're taken, Dom. Again, ain't no one falling for this. It's a ruse. But I do love that we're adding layers to this storyline. I cannot wait to see how this all plays out. I think after this, we got the tag team championships, right? Women's tag team championships. Yep. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair come out to the ring to answer a challenge from challengers Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. And then they accept those challenges. They have a match that ends in a DQ because it was basically interfered by Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, the Hex Girls. 'Cause I'm a Hex Girl and I'm gonna put a spell on you. The Hex Girls interfere and the match goes to a no contest. And yeah, well actually no, I think they gave the win to Jade and Bianca by DQ, right? Whatever. You never know sometimes. So clearly that was to protect Shayna and Zoe for the future. They're gonna get a rematch. When, I don't know. We got a surprise! Main event, Jey Uso! Main appearance. Big pop. Gave him the full entrance. The Yeeter lights. The Yeet lights. Whatever you want to call them. The Fireflies came out. One of the best entrances in all of wrestling today. Incredible. Now, he's been gone for a while since he lost at King of the Ring. So he came back to announce he is entering Money in the Bank, and he plans on winning that briefcase. Let me hear you say, yeet! Between you and me, he is my top pick to be Mr. Money in the Bank. And for the women, I'm going with, and this is just my opinion, but I'm going with Tiffany Stratton. Those are my two picks. One babyface, one heel. Backstage, Lyra Valkyria is doing an interview with Kathy Kelly. Uh-oh. Sorry. Did the internet slow up a little bit? I think we're okay. Are we okay? All right, it was just a small little slip up. What was I saying? Backstage, Kathy Kelly was interviewing Lyra Valkyria. She asked her for an update on Becky Lynch. Lyra said Becky just needs a little bit of time to recover, but she'll be back stronger than ever. And then she talked some mess about Liv Morgan. So I guess we're setting up a feud. So I suppose we're setting up a feud between those two. And she gets attacked out of nowhere by an unhinged Io Sky. So I love that we've reverted Io Sky back to her unhinged gimmick in NXT, because this is what she was doing when she was down in the Black and Gold brand. So I'm glad we're bringing this back. She's more interesting this way. I'm excited to see what they do with it. The New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods took on the Authors of Pain, Akam and Razor, the leader of the Final Resolution. Karrion Kross has been trying to break up the New Day for like a few weeks now. Trying to break Xavier Woods away from Kofi, vice versa. Saying that Kofi Kingston is too old and worn out. Xavier, you still got time. It's not too late to turn things around. We might have just seen the beginnings of the New Day breaking up. They fail. They failed to the Final Testament. Not the Final Resolution. Did I say Final Resolution? My bad. The Final Testament. And then it was shown that Xavier Woods was going to tag Kofi Kingston, and Kofi got distracted by Karrion Kross. So there's going to be some dissension there. Are we seeing the beginning of the end for the New Day? Please, for the love of God, I am begging, praying and begging them to do something different with the New Day. Anything different with the New Day. I'll take anything. I think after this, we got the main event, right? Let me be sure I don't miss anything. I don't want to miss anything here. Yeah, that's basically it. Then we got the main event. The main event of the evening. We got Rey Mysterio versus Damian Priest. So, big match for Damian Priest. Rey Mysterio is a Hall of Famer, multiple-time world champion, has beaten some of the best in history. I'm sorry. This is just me, the more I watch Rey Mysterio wrestle, the more he just feels old to me. He just feels old now. He's not moving as well as he used to. He's still moving. He's still able to do the moonsault and all these other things. But you can tell he's not performing at 100. You can also tell that he's not the Rey Mysterio we used to watch. We used to fall in love with. We fell in love with. It is what it is. The biggest undefeated streak in wrestling is Father Time. But he had a good match with Damian Priest. Man looked good. Of course, Damian Priest got help from the Judgment Day. But doesn't matter. He still pinned Rey Mysterio. Then afterwards, Drew McIntyre ran out to get a little bit of a early start on his championship victory next weekend. Unfortunately, he is also distracted by Judgment Day, and Damian Priest puts him through the table. Actually, I think Michael Cole distracted Drew McIntyre that time. Damian Priest put him through the table, letting people know, hey, if Drew doesn't get his act together, doesn't get his mind right, he could also fail to beat Damian Priest. The show ends with Damian Priest looking strong as a world champion, pinning Rey Mysterio and putting down Drew McIntyre through a table. And I think they gave him this because I do believe that Damian Priest will be losing that belt soon. They made it pretty obvious that he's not going to be champion for long. I mean, he's held it long enough. He's held it longer than I thought he would hold it. But yeah, I thought this was a awesome episode of Monday Night Raw. I'm looking forward to seeing what you all have to say about it. So give me your grades. Give me your scores, 1 through 10. How did y'all feel about Monday Night Raw tonight? Y'all let me know down below. Live chat, you now have the floor. Let me see if these super chats will play. I have 2 super chats waiting to be played. And for some reason, Streamlabs is not playing them. It's the weirdest thing. I think super chats are just broken tonight. I don't know what happened. So, I guess we're going to do it old school. Yeah, I guess we're just doing it old school then. I'm going to have to read these super chats because for some reason, Streamlab is not playing them. I don't know why it's not playing them. That's just super weird to me. But, I mean, you can only work with what's within your power. And that is out of my control, sadly. But do not worry. I have multiple ways, ladies and gentlemen, of doing these things. We're going to have to go to the monetization page and look at these super chats myself. I do appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you all so much for your donations, for your time. Let me see here. That's interesting. It's for some reason YouTube isn't registering the super chats. So the first super chat comes from Sam Peeboon, who asked about the QR codes. Once again, I'm not into what they're doing with. This is just me. I'm not really as excited about the debut of the Wyatt Six because it makes me think about Bray Wyatt, and when I think about Bray Wyatt, I just get sad. So, I'm pretty sure you guys are more excited about it than I am. Not saying it's going to be a bad gimmick. I'm not even going to say that it probably won't work. I'm just not as excited about it as y'all may be. Real Punk. Hey Alyx, I only had 3 months before my military service. Luckily, it's 11 months of service. Well, I'm going to give you a heart. I'm going to like this lovely donation. Thank you for your service, man. 11 months of service. Oh, man. We'll have to see how that pans out for you. Hopefully things work out for you, man. Thank you for your service, Real Punk. Alright, let's see what y'all feeling. How y'all feeling about Raw? Give me your grades. Give me your scores. And what y'all in here talking about? Your goatness, Lauren Biggs. By God, stop the damn stream, Alyx. Just whoop the troll's ass. He doesn't have a family, damn it. Your goatness has spoken. Your goatness has spoken. Let me see here. Ethan Zerkarbach says, Otis and Chad are giving me Sammy and Roman vibes. Kinda. I think this is his own story, though. But I see what you're talking about. It's similar. It is very similar. Triple H don't book Dragunov bad against Braun Breaker. I don't think he's going to book him bad against Braun Breaker at all. I think they're going to have an excellent match where both of them look great. SWAT Fan 100. I think Ricochet will resign. Me too. I think that's a given. Ricochet and Andrade should become tag team champs. Mr. Unfamiliar, I appreciate your input there. I disagree. They don't really feel like a tag team for me. Andrade should tag with someone that's, family. Lucha. Although, Prince Puma wasn't. No, not Ricochet. I'll say that. Dragon Lee keeps losing and missing in his matches in the mid-card. Yeah, he just got here. They're kind of using him to feed other people, which is fine. But yeah, he is a great talent, though. Let me see here. Jordan Williams, Kurt Angle plus Jack Swagger equals Chad Gable. I disagree. I think Chad is 10 times better than Jack Swagger. I think Chad is his own entity. He is amazing. Amazing as an IC champ. Well, not yet. He will be amazing as an IC champ. As a character. They don't see Chad's brokenness is breaking them. Great storytelling. Man, it's so good. It's so good. Why is Maxine still on MR? Like, what did HHH see in this girl? After Vince brought her up and after he stepped down the last 2 times, she reeks blank development canvas with no substance. Jesus Christ, Pink Panther. Tell me how you really feel. You do not like that girl. Love Girl, Braun Breaker is going to win the title at SummerSlam. I disagree. Gonna be either Gunther, CM Punk, Drew, or maybe Damian Priest. We'll have to figure that out. Ethan is saying Kiana James was a heel in NXT. Well, what the hell are we doing? Why is she a face then? She doesn't feel right as a face. Turn her heel immediately, please. Okay, did I accidentally call Adam Pearce Adam Page? My bad. Adam Pearce. Thank you for catching that. Y'all were getting a kick out of that troll sending me $1 telling me that I'm a bum. What is wrong with him? That cheap ass. The Yeet lights. You love to see it. Hold up. We got, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have a donation from the Super Chat champion, Corp CA. Now, since Super Chats are not working right now, which is super fucking weird, I don't know why they wouldn't be working at this moment. I'm going to go ahead and read what the champ had to say. Let me find it really quickly. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Super Chats lately. I hate that when Super Chats don't work. But the champ says, the best thing on Raw, in my opinion, is Liv and Master Gable. Thank you, champ. You're the man. Corp CA will be defending his belt at SummerSlam. He doesn't defend his belt all the time. He defends his belt when it matters. Thank you, champ. We appreciate that. We'll get back to what you guys have been talking about. Let me see. Braun wishes he's Dominik right now. We all wish we were Dominik right now. Mark 5, Liv and Carlito equal future Judgment Day members. I think the Judgment Day will be splitting up very soon, but maybe. Jody Bennett. Excuse me, let me do this right. The Nature Boy, Jody Bennett. Woo! Says, yeet! What's up, Alyx? What's good, Jody? Good to have you here. Good to have you here, Mr. Jody. Let me see. The Bird Lady versus Io Sky. The Bird Lady? You mean Lyra Valkyria versus Io Sky? I'm cool with that. Let's do it. Let's go. I heard Uncle Howdy and the YS6 is coming on June 17th. Isn't that after? That's after Clash, right? Ultra Shadow says, I'm not excited for the Wyatt 6 either. I'm tired of the supernatural stuff. We've seen enough of that in wrestling. Plus, Bray Wyatt is not with us anymore. Yeah, let's not... Can we not be reminded of Bray Wyatt, please? Ladies and gentlemen, please show your love to A&B Combos Wrestling Edition. Raw tonight had what it needed to have. Got Dom slobbered up on Liv and get Jey Uso that briefcase. Excuse me. Get Dom slobbered up on Liv and get Jey Uso that briefcase. You already know. A&B Combos in his house. It's always good to have him here. It's always good to have family here. Where was I? The Stale Day. The New Day. Without Big E is stale. I agree. Jesus Christ almighty. These guys are not doing it for me. I guess Big E ain't coming back after all. Well, no, because his injury is super complicated. That's not an injury you can just come back from. So he's going to be out for a while, unfortunately. It sucks, but that's just how it is. Sadly enough. Yeah, I'm sorry. Jack Swagger and Chad Gable are not the same. Quit comparing those two. Quit comparing those two, please. Thank you. The main event was fine. Rey Mysterio was one of my favorites, but I miss the old Rey from Ruthless Aggression. Yeah, Rey ain't wrestling like he used to wrestle. You can tell he ain't. It's not the same Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio's knees are like worn down brake pads. God damn, your goatness, Lauren Biggs. All right, well, let me see what y'all saying. So Joseph Winters gives the show an 8. The Phoenix gives the show a 9. JJ gave the show an 8. Mark 5 gave the show a 9. Jody Bennett gave the show a woo! Ethan gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Dylan Danger gave it a 9 out of 10. Jody Bennett gave it a 10 out of 10. A+. Let me see. I think that's all the grades, really. That's all y'all got? Alright. Lauren gave it a solid 7 out of 10. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9. I thought it was a 9 out of 10 show. Awesome show. Top to bottom, a lot of things were done right. I'm excited about Clash. I think Clash is gonna be a great show in front of an awesome crowd. A&B combos given an 8.5 out of 10. Wow, that's a pretty high grade. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and close things out here. So once again, if you haven't followed me on my audio podcast platforms yet, remember I'm on Spotify, I'm on Apple Podcasts, I'm on Spreaker, that's iHeartRadio, I'm on Google Podcasts, I'm pretty much on every single podcast that you know of. And if I'm not yet, I will be. Find me, Alyx's World with Just Alyx Wrestling Podcast. Matter of fact, if you go to my link tree down below in the description, click on the link tree and go to audio podcasting. It will literally take you to whatever podcast you frequent. But follow me on all those podcast platforms and give me 5 stars to help me reach a wider audience. I would really appreciate that. But other than that, thank you all so much for joining me for this live review. As you file out, do all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. You guys are awesome. I'll catch you guys next time right here in Alyx's World. The place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. We're going to keep trucking along. Your boy's tired. I need a vacation. But when you're great at what you do, you don't get the luxury of a vacation. So we're going to keep trucking. But don't worry. No matter how tired I am, I will always give you 100. As long as you keep watching me. Real. You guys take it easy. See you later. Peace.
When you're